Hello, it is P-Juice, and as I promised in my last video, or my unboxing for this thing, I was going to post a review in a couple days. So today I have the P11, which is the new headset I just upgraded to. I wanted a cheap replacement headset for my P21s, which are like becoming a year and a half old now. And these also have some better specs than this thing, and I'm going to get all into that in this review. So the P21 is basically a PX21, except it doesn't work on Xbox as well. So basically the PX21 and the P21 are the exact same headset, except the PX21 works on the Xbox. That's the only difference. However, I do recommend the PX21. If you want a headset that works on both the Xbox and PS3, go ahead and buy a PX21. However, if you're looking more PS3 exclusive, this is probably what you want to go with, mainly because of those 50mm speakers this thing comes with, which are 10mm bigger than this thing. And most gaming headsets around $50 do not come with 50mm speakers. They usually come with 40mm, and this thing has 50mm speakers, which is something you might find in like Tritons or Astros, which are double or triple the price of this thing. So really highly recommend this thing. $55, you know, go ahead, you got 55 bucks. Don't get a new PlayStation game, get this. So now I'm going to start with the review. This headset obviously is incredibly light. Like, it's a Turtle Beach. They make their headsets for lightness. It feels nice on your head. Your head's not going to start hurting. It's got some nice padding over here. It's nice. It's all plastic. If there's no metal, why would a headset have metal? You never know. It's also very like cheap plastic. Like if you step on this thing, it's most likely gonna snap. So I highly don't recommend stepping on this thing. The ear cups do not bend back like this, like most other Turtle Beach headsets do, like this. I don't know if that was kind of disappointing, to be honest. I really didn't give a shit, because I never in my entire life bent my ear cups like this, you know, like that, but it doesn't matter. The design obviously has the new red lines going around, which look pretty cool. I don't know, I think they look pretty cool. It has the Turtle Beach insignia with P11 under it, Ear Force P11. Both sides. It says Turtle Beach on the top as well, which the P21 doesn't. The P21 only says P21 on the side and has nothing on the top. So if you're confused on which side of your head this goes on, if you can read that, I don't know if you can, that says right there, so this means this is the right ear cup. Make sure you put it on right. You do not want your right ear cup being in your left ear, because then you're going to get so messed up. You're going to think the guy's coming from the right, but he's really coming from the left, you know. That's why you got to make sure you're wearing the right ear cup on the right ear. So that's basically the headset. I've used it for about 3-4 hours. To be honest, I think the game sound is matchable to my Triton AX720s. The 50mm speakers are incredibly helpful. I could hear I could hear footsteps much better than I could on that thing. That's why these 50mm speakers are a really game changer. Here, like most Turtle Beaches, it's got like this nice thing to hold all your wires in so they don't get too cluttered. And the good thing about this headset is the wires come in 2 separate piles, so you don't get them tangled as much. Unlike the P21s, as you can see, everything is one huge mob of wiring, which gets tangled so easily. And it's the same thing for both of them. You take these 2 red and white, you take them, you put your AV into them like that, you put them both in, and you plug it in the back of your TV. Same for the P11s. However, these 2 things are separate in a separate wiring. They're completely separate from the headset, which makes it so you do not need a USB extension cord. The USB cable is right next to the green cable, which also plugs into this. And I am not too sure what this does. If I do find out, I will annotate what the hell this is. I honestly think this is just for the PC, but they also recommend plugging it in for the PS3. Maybe it enhances sound or bass or something. That's the next thing I'm going to talk about, the little box. So both Turtle Beaches obviously do come with a box. This is the P11's box. The P11's box only has 3 main features, which is half of what the P21's has, but there's not much of a difference. Basically, the P11 is much more simplified and much more user-friendly, I should say. You got your mic mute here, you got your game sound and your chat sound. That's it. Bass is built in. Basically, if a grenade goes off, it's going to increase the bass, and while you're just playing normally, the bass is going to stay normal, you know. It's much simpler to use, to be honest. It's much less looking at your amp while you're trying to play a game to fix the settings, which is always helpful. On the P21, however, this is basically the same mix amp of the PX21 as well. You got your mic mute, your expander, your bass, your game, your chat, and then your chat boost. So basically, if your game volume's super high, then it's going to increase your chat volume as well to make sure you can hear your teammates. Now, all of these, the bass and chat boosts are built in the P11, so you don't have to do that. However, the P11 does not have the expander, but honestly, all these features that the P21 has, like the bass and the expander and all that, they're really not helpful. I mean, I feel it's so much more easy to just have it all built in for you to do automatically. But it's all up to your preference, and both of them obviously have the small clip to clip it to your pants if you want. Make it for easy reach. Both of them are USB for PlayStation Chat, and that's really just about it for both of these headsets. If I gotta choose one of these, the P21s have been incredibly reliable for me and have worked great for over a year and a half, so I've been satisfied with Turtle Beaches. And I've had the P11s for 3-4 hours, and they're producing better sound quality than the P21s. And if they can last that long as well, then these would be the go-to headset if you're a PlayStation 3 gamer. If you want to buy a headset that's for both PlayStation and Xbox, you might want to go with the PX21s, which are the universal cheap Turtle Beach gaming headset. So that's about it, guys. Remember, the P11s are $55 off Amazon.com, and the PX21s are $65 off Amazon.com. There's a $10 difference. The difference is one of them works for Xbox, and the other one has bigger speakers. So it's your choice. This has been P Juice, and bye.